How many negative fantasies do you have every day? How often do you, in the course of each and every day of your life, sit back and imagine and wonder and speculate about what could possibly go wrong, what could possibly happen, what bad or what not in service to you could happen? How much speculating do you do? How much time do you spend in speculation? And what are the potential ramifications of that in your life? I want to bring this to you this morning. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. And I want you to begin to really ponder and think about something that very few of you ponder or think about. Whenever we sit around and we make up these negative fantasies, what happens if this happens, and then that happens, and then this other thing happens, and we make these very, 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 very detailed and very, very elaborate, almost Hollywood productions in our mind and in our thoughts. And we see things happening, and we imagine things happening, and we talk about how bad it could be, and what if, what if, what if, what if. But what if, when you're creating these speculations, creating these speculations, you're divine, you're sovereign, you're free, you're a God, you're creating speculation. So speculation is creation. And we all love to talk about our ability to manifest when we're manifesting good things for ourselves. We all love to talk about our ability to create when we're creating good things for ourselves. We all love to talk about those abilities, but somehow we want to forget about the converse of those things. We're always creating. And if you are engaged in speculation, you're engaged in creation. Do you realize that when you create, when you speculate and build these scenarios, the more graphic that you build it, the more detailed that you build it, the more visual that you build it, the more auditory that you build it, the more real that it is to you, the more time you spend ruminating over it, thinking about it, postulating on it, trying to figure out every single detail and angle of it. The more you do that, Michelle and Laura and Julie, the more you do that, the stronger an alternate timeline and alternate reality you create. And know this, ladies and gentlemen, when by speculation you enter into creation, good morning, Dan and Lisa, you and Steph, you will have to deal eventually with the energetic ramifications of what you have created. So when you sit back and wonder about how things can go wrong with your mortgage, when you sit back and imagine how things could go wrong with your job, when you sit back and imagine how things could go wrong with your children, when you sit back and imagine how things could go wrong with your relationships, you are actually, through that speculation, entering into creation, and you're creating alternate timelines that do take on life and have energetic power and will have energetic ramifications on the life you're living in this time and space. And some of you are so powerful, you don't even know it. You're master manifestors, as I talked about a day or two ago. You're so powerful that you can actually move people, places, and things to do things and act in ways that those people, places, and things would not normally have acted if left to their own devices and not influenced by your creation via speculation. Jeff, are you telling me that I can actually make bad things, make people act in ways that are detrimental to my betterment and perhaps even theirs? Yes, I am. And that sounds an awful lot like black magic. So when you speculate, know you are creating, and ask yourself, why am I doing this? And you know the old adage, be careful what you wish for. And if you're speculating, you're wishing for it. You're imagining it. But let's go back to be careful what you wish for. You can use this power for your good. If you have to speculate, and Michelle asked, how do we stop the thought process? Well, perhaps we don't stop it. If you're going to speculate, and it does seem to be pretty close to human to speculate and to create, if we want to learn to stop speculating, I think, Michelle, that would ideally be the best thing, to learn to control our thoughts and minds. Why not, if you find yourself speculating, and you find yourself speculating in a negative fashion, let's take relationships. This is big for everybody. Let's say that you're going to the speculation about what might happen if your spouse would cheat. And you start building this scenario. What if you immediately stopped it, Laura, and said, if I'm going to speculate about my spouse, I'm going to speculate about my spouse being faithful. I'm going to speculate about my spouse honoring me and being faithful and true. You can speculate and create and ponder a scenario where your spouse is very, very loyal just as easily as you can ponder and speculate a scenario where your spouse is less than faithful. It's your mind. You're in charge. Well, what if they end up not being? Well, then you know you did all you could do, and you know that it wasn't meant to be, and you move on. But listen, folks, speculation is creation, and most of us do it every single day. If you're going to speculate, turn those frowns upside down and speculate in the positive. If you're going to worry about, oh my God, how am I going to pay the mortgage? Speculate and create scenarios where you do pay the mortgage, where you get a raise, where you get an inheritance, where something happens. Oh boy, Lisa hit this nail on the head. Words of attraction. Absolutely. Birds of a feather flock together. What are you lining your nest with? I think we'll leave it right there, because that was pretty good. The dangers of speculation, the power of speculation. Are you creating your own destruction? Why not use your powers for good and not evil? Just a little something for you to ponder here in the morning. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. Tonight at 9 p.m., we'll have the second edition of the Serpent and Dove, the relaunched Serpent and Dove program. Real world advice from real people, ladies and gentlemen. And I think you want to look forward to it. If you want to get yourself ready, watch the last one that we did a couple days ago. And if you missed the shows with Derek Bros, Global Witness yesterday, and Jay Campbell, The Last Stand, wow, you really missed something. Check those out. And I'll try to be back later today with more broadcast excellence for you, of course, with Serpent and Dove at 9 p.m. And until then, remember, folks, we are the last generation of real humans. That's why it's so important that we ask questions. That's why it's so important that we question answers. And that's why it's so important that we make our speculations, our ruminations, our creations work for us and not against us. Because, ladies and gentlemen, cousins, it is time for us to get busy. Love and light to all of you and to all of us as we, the last generation of real humans, does get busy.